Lithium is crystallizing. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Hey, we're on the air. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning into the BAMF podcast. We have a very special episode today. And with us, we have Amit Moshe. How you doing, Amit?
Hey, how's everyone? Doing great, thank you.
Appreciate you joining us because I know it is very, very late there in Israel.
Not too bad, but I'm very happy to be here. So
yeah, I hope you're drinking some coffee. Amit is the author and creator behind the very popular Kickstarter City of Mist, which has now you've released the starter pack. When's the core book come out, or is it already?
Well, the PDF has been out since November, and actually starting next week, you'll be able to get the core book on Amazon and on our website.
Okay. So Amit is new on the RPG scene, but making a big splash. Your Kickstarter was huge, right?
It was. I'm very happy to say it was pretty good for a first Kickstarter. Yeah, it was great.
And Amit is doing us the great favor of coming on our podcast to do a quick demo session of City of Mist, so we can get a feel for how it's played. So we really appreciate that. With us today, Jacob Blackman is AWOL. He might be joining us in a little, but Jason Tondreau is here with us. How you doing, Jason?
That's okay. I'm doing all right, thank you. And I can't wait to try out this game. I'm super impressed with it. I just love the hell out of it.
Okay, well, we should do that here momentarily. And also with us, lurking in the background, is Walt Rebillard. How you doing, Walt? Walt, you there, buddy?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I lurk professionally. My bad.
All right, no worries, no worries. All right, well, hey, we had downloaded the starter packs, and I was going to be the former celebrity boxer, kind of faded from public eye, and turned into sort of a Ben Grimm-like monster by some chemicals that were spilled in a car accident. This guy is mitosis, so that's me. And you were going to be, who are you, Jason?
I'm playing, you have to correct me, if I pronounce his name wrong, but I believe it's Declan Lestrange.
Yeah, Declan. It's an Irish name.
Okay, good. Not quite as fake French. All right, good. Declan. Declan Lestrange. And he's sort of a two-gun archaeologist / Sandman character. He has he interfaces with dreams and has all kinds of weird stuff going on with him. And I picked him because I thought, well, I always loved Doctor Strange, and he's sort of like Doctor Strange crossed with Indiana Jones. So that's why I went with him.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Cool. And Walt, did we decide you're playing Excalibur?
I don't know, because I didn't actually get the starter set. I can't find a link for it.
Well, you're in luck, because you can download it at cityofmist.co, not com.co or co, and it's free, so you can download it.
I didn't know if you. I saw that on the website. I didn't know if that was. Something that had to be sent or whatever. But I can just hit my email address there, and then the magic of the interwebs. Well, and hopefully my German Shepherd doesn't eat it before it gets to me.
No bet. No bet.
But most likely, Mike told me a little bit about some of the characters. Most likely, I'm going to have to go with what I truly wished I was in life, and that is going to be a hipster hacker.
Oh, nice. Flickr, then. So we have three characters, basically: Declan Lestrange, Flickr, and Mitosis. Awesome. So shall we start? Do we need to do any more introduction?
I think we covered everything we need to for preliminaries. You guys think of anything I missed?
I'm ready. Eager to go. Let's get started.
All right, do it.
Okay, let's dig in. So, City of Mist is a game about ordinary people who gain legendary powers. Basically, the premise is you all live in a city where everyone is a legend deep inside, but most people just don't remember it. They're sleepers. They are under the effect of the mist, a mysterious and mystical force that makes everyone forget any kind of manifestations of legendary powers, even their own, legend inside, but not you. You're all rifts, people who have awakened to their legendary nature. So you each have a legend inside, and this legend gives you legendary powers, magical powers, supernatural powers, whichever. And as Rifts, you are attracted to the strange and the unknown, the mysterious, and you also have a lot of questions that you want answers. And in each case, well, in a campaign, you would probably also get into the character's personal questions. But today we're going to focus on a case, which obviously these cases involve other Rifts with other powers and abilities, and you're trying to find them, discover what the story is, and so on and so
Can I ask
forth.
you a question?
Sure.
So you in your description there, you said that everybody in the city is a legend. Is that true? Is literally everybody in the city a hidden legend and doesn't know it?
Well, you never know. That's the thing about City of Mist. There's a lot of open questions.
So that's a question that can be that the players may never actually know the answer to, and the GM doesn't have to know the answer to.
Exactly. It's kind of a philosophical question, isn't it? So if they don't remember it, are they legends?
Right.
And that's kind of in the background. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of mystery. You're just really what you are just people awakening to this world.
Yeah.
That is in the background. It's actually running the city in the shadows. This world of legend, living legends, modern day legends who are running the city. They're not just regular people. Some of the most powerful people in the city are actually very old legends that have established themselves in the city, and
right.
Our characters are kind of gradually starting to discover what's going on around them.
I know.
So if we kind of do you have your character sheets in front of you?
Yeah.
So just to kind of quickly orient you, every character is made out of 4 themes, 4 major aspects that are divided between mythos, the legendary, and logos, the ordinary. So some of you have more of that and others have more of that. You actually can move, this balance can shift in your character during play. I don't know if we'll get to that today. And each one of those themes has 3 power tags and 1 weakness, some of them have a little bit more, but most of them have 3 power tags and 1 weakness tags. Yep. And these power tags are basically what your character runs on. So whenever you want to take any action in the game, and we'll get to that, we're just going to dive in. But just so that you know, whenever you want to take any action in the game, you just count the number of power tags you have that actively help you carry out the action.
Yeah.
So you can just take a moment and familiarize yourself with those 12 tags or so that you have, 12 power tags. I think the rest of it we're going to get to later. You can use these tags repeatedly. They're not single use. You can mix them between the themes. You can use as many of them as you want, as long as they're relevant to your action. I'm, of course, going to, kind of help you maybe separate actions if you're trying to stack up too many actions, but we'll get to that. You'll see it when we play. So if you have any questions.
So is it kind of like Fate when tagging one of my strengths lets me add an advantage or a bonus to a conflict?
Yeah, each one of your tags give you a simple +1, and the rolls, just like in all other Apocalypse World games, are always 2d6. There isn't any roll other than 2d6. You get +1 for every relevant tag that you have, but the outcomes are different when you use different moves, and different actions trigger different moves. So it's true that it's a little bit similar to Fate in that respect, or actually more it was more inspired by Lady Blackbird, if you know the game.
I've never played it though, but I get the idea, I think.
Yeah, and but the other side of it is that the Apocalypse World moves make every action significant and drive the story forward. So it's very story centric, as you'll see in a moment. Okay. And I think we can dive right in, and whenever someone takes action, we can start bringing in more and more of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I just found my character Mitosis on page 25 of the starter set. There's an illustration of him, and there's a paragraph with a some of the words are in bold. Is this my character sheet, or is that somewhere else?
Your character sheet is a playbook, which was in the folder, the City of Mist starter set folder that you unzipped.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's a folder of playbooks, and Mitosis is in there.
And that's where I'm going right now. And
And
there
also,
it is.
there's also a folder for extras that says extras, and in there is the player moves PDF, which is a list of all of the various action.
Gotcha. So I have both of those open. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's better though. We're gonna read from the player's moves sheet in City of Mist download.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yes, you're right. I mean,
So that's just the updated, the one that was updated with the core book, and it's just more streamlined. But it's pretty much essentially the same moves. So even if you have the starter set, it's fine. So the two things you want to have right now are your character sheet and the player moves sheet from the City of Mist downloads page.
Okay, I'm opening up my character sheet, and we said player moves to.
get that from the website rather than the folder. There's a new version of that.
Okay, I'm going to the website then.
I'll get you a link.
It's on City of Mist CO, right? I think I'm already there. How you doing?
The website is also. Oh yeah, no. I was just saying the website is gorgeous.
Isn't it?
And to go back to what Jason was saying about the book earlier, the presentation is amazing.
Yeah, it's a real beautiful book.
Thank you. I'm glad we liked it. We have some really great graphic designers and illustrators on board. I'm very, very, privileged to work with Manuel and Marcin and Mariusz, guys from Spain, from Poland, from really all over the place. We have some Brazilian illustrators, so
I mean,
very.
Did you write basically all the content here, or do you have other people creating written content for you?
I did write 99% of what's there. Wow. We did have some backers helping us with their own characters, which they created the concepts for the characters, and one of the backers even wrote some of the locations for City of Mist, but most of it I wrote, yeah.
Well, you worked like a son of a bitch on that thing.
You could say that. So we're gonna play. You also get 2 free cases in the starter set. V's for going viral and Demons in Cross End, and we're just gonna play the beginning of Demons in Cross End, and we'll see how things play out. We might skip a bit of it. We must. I mean, it's just it's a fun case that we released during the Kickstarter. So. Okie dokie. So here we go. When you play City of Mist, your characters are a crew that has already known each other, at least for a while, and has been working together, at least for a while. And your crew can be many different things. So the starter set has 4 sample crew themes. You could be a team of professionals that is hired to, carry out different missions for money. You could be a vigilante group or an investigation office, or both. This kind of, investigators by day, vigilantes by night.
Sure.
And you could be dabblers in the mist, which is maybe characters more inclined towards the mystical end of things. They're looking for mystical answers. So out of these 3 options, what do you feel like should be our crew theme for today? That's just going to give us a little bit of a framework.
Maybe like an investigative office. That might be something that all of our characters could sign up to, at least part-time, kind of as our night job.
Sure, everybody's up for it.
Sounds good to me.
I'm an Xboxer. I don't have a lot to do with my time, so yeah.
You go.
And I spend my time obviously between coffee shops and getting the nails done at that place that nobody else knows but me.
What was Mitosis famous back in the day?
He was a celebrity boxer. He is now.
What was his last name? Like his ordinary person's last name?
I do not have that I see on the character sheet.
No, you can come up with that. That's not a part of the.
Maybe we could name the investigation office after him. He can be like our Remington Steele. He can be the famous name that we used.
He was Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay, there you go. Tyson Investigation.
I'm not going to do the voice for the whole RPG side. And Mike Tyson's a rapist, so we shouldn't do Mike Tyson.
Maybe we shouldn't do Mike Tyson.
Although he has his own cartoon show now, Mike Tyson Mysteries. Jim Sullivan.
What? Jim Solo? Is that what you said?
Jim Sullivan. Gentleman Jim.
Jim Sullivan. All right. So we're Sullivan Investigations.
There we go.
Okay, that's great because the main demo character in the core book is actually Lance Sullivan as well. He's an investigator as well. Great.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, it's your cousin. Awesome. So, okay, Sullivan Investigations. That's great. We have a beginning. So here we go.
So he's our face man. The rest of us are the real, powers behind the throne. But he's the face of the cover.
I am the ugliest face man ever.
Yeah, he's like totally deformed.
I mean, Ben Grimm and I think he probably wins the beauty contest between the two of us. But
that's why we can't. That's why we don't have any money.
That's why we got to work for a living.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we start our little episode of City of Mist with, of course, cloudy sky, overcast sky, heavy rain falling on the streets. It's probably evening time, just after sunset, and the camera zooms in from this kind of very extreme long shot of the city, and it just gradually zooms in further and further in, slicing through the rain until it hits a dirty window somewhere, maybe in kind of an industrial zone, maybe an office in the second floor of a warehouse, something like that, with really grimy windows. And it just kind of goes through that into a hallway where there's a door with milky glass and letters printed on it, Sullivan Investigations. And in that office, assuming you have one, in that office, Flicker, Mitosis, and Declan are present in some way or form, and I will let you guys introduce your characters and kind of tell us how we take you in.
Jason, you want to start?
Yeah,
sure. Declan is getting coffee. So he's got like 2 guns in his shoulder holsters, and his jacket is off. He's wearing like a white shirt and a vest, and he looks like he's in his late 40s, early 50s. And I'm trying to think of how his dream stuff might be working. I think that maybe he's like pouring coffee, and then like just for a second, because that's what happens in dreams, you have this feeling like you're naked in the middle of the room and everyone sees you when you're naked. So he's like pouring coffee, and then suddenly he like looks around and he thinks that he's naked, and then like a second passes and he's back in his clothes. And it just to sort of give an idea of the weird shit that happens is just part of Declan's ordinary life.
Okay, thank God no one was around.
Yeah.
Or was looking at that point.
That's kind of a kinky note to start out on there, Jason. I'm not sure.
I can't help it. I'm trying to think of like what famous dreams and nightmares that we all have. It was either that or the hallway becomes increasingly stretchy long. Like it was that.
Okay, so Mitosis is nursing a cold cup of coffee behind a very battered desk, perhaps the most battered desk in this city full of battered desks. His tongue is sticking out slightly from the side of his mouth as he looks over the ledger sheet. And it's not a spreadsheet, it's a ledger sheet. He's going over with a pencil and green eye shade and just says, guys, don't know if we can make rent this month. We need another case. Bad. That's what I got.
That's good.
And then, of course, awesome. Flicker will be off into the corner, and but with just enough of the window to see out, but not enough for folks outside to see in. She will, of course, be eating from a small bowl of goji berries while drinking the latest in sriracha tea and saying, let me scroll through my extensive contacts and see what I can find as far as anything that'll get us a little loot. And start moving through a tablet to kind of see what we can find on Craigslist or whatever passes for Craigslist in the City of Mists.
this list.
Sure, crisis. So as you all do that, and the rain keeps battering the windows, the grimy windows, the phone rings. A very old, maybe one of Lestrange's antique phones.
Sure.
Kind of rings, and you're all surprised, startled. The phone in your office ringing. Whoever heard of you? And who picks up the phone?
It's my phone. I'll answer it. It's got like that bell hook thing on like a stand-up phone with like a little hook and the thing
Sure.
you hear and talk into. And I'll pick it up and say Sullivan Investigations.
Hello. Is this Sullivan Investigations? No, this is the wrong number. I'm looking for Lestrange. Lestrange.
That's me. How can I help you?
It's you, Lestrange, you old dog. You don't recognize me. This is Michel Ahmagi. We went to university together.
Oh, wow. That's been a long time, Michelle. Are you in town?
What are you talking about? I have a gallery in the old quarter. Don't tell me you haven't heard of me. It's very famous.
Well, I guess I haven't been to the old quarter recently. But congratulations. I'm glad to hear that. How's the gallery business?
Terrible. I was broken into last night. That's why I'm calling. I heard you are now making a meager living off investigations. Not so great in the smuggling business, I suppose.
It's not this is a little bit more legal, and it's not so meager. I'll look to the other guys and kind of like point towards the phone and make a gesture that says money.
Well, listen here. I'm sorry to hear.
Next time. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had a really bad joke that I shouldn't make a meet. Please, you continue.
No problem. So,
you got broken into, huh?
Yes, and I need exactly dubious people like yourself to handle this.
Well, we'll be down shortly.
All right. It's Ananda Gallery, Ananda Gallery, and you probably can find it in the old quarter. If anyone can find it in the old quarter, it's you.
If I can't find your gallery, I got no reason working your case. And I hang up the phone. I say, we've got a date.
Is this gonna be like last time? Because I'm not sure I can fit in that outfit again.
No.
All right. Because money's tight. All right, let's go.
It's not that tight.
And not as tight as that dress was the last time.
Exactly.
Let us speak of it no more. I struck into a battered trench coat, perhaps the most battered and stained trench coat in the city of battered and stained trench coats.
The most battered of all battered. Yeah. Okay.
I light a cigarette. I look out the window into the pouring rain. Say, let's go.
Stop posing and start walking.
Exactly.
I think we can quickly cut over to the street outside, the paved street outside the Ananda Art Gallery, with the kind of wrought iron lamps lining the street, creating little spots of light in a completely mist-covered old quarter. And the Ananda Art Gallery is on the second story of an old building, a restored building. And you can get into it through through an elevator, this kind of open elevator, the old style kind of cage elevator.
I'll make sure to fill in my teammates about what little I know about this, that he got broken into and he needs somebody a little shady just to solve the mystery. So my hunch is that whatever got stolen, he maybe himself had stolen, or maybe it's got there's some other reason why he doesn't want to go to the cops. So we should not trust this guy.
Yeah, that's definitely the feeling you're getting from him. Do you go in? Do you sniff around? What do you do?
I think I'm just heading for the elevator.
Okay.
On the way there, I'll be whatever passes for Siri or Ask Google in the City of Mists. I'll
Yeah, you
get
can
as much.
add these.
I'll get as much information about the gallery and its owner as I can, and make sure that I'm relaying these facts ad nauseum as we go.
Cool. Would you like to make a move to kind of gather information?
Yeah,
on
there's
this?
an investigate move. You could use that.
Let's
Definitely.
do that.
Yeah, cool. So City of Mist has 8 core moves, and they are Convince, Change the Game, which is used to gain an advantage or heal. Face Danger is when you get hit by any kind of damaging or limiting condition, which we call a status. Go toe-to-toe is a contest, like a contested roll. Hit with all you've got is when you hit with all you've got and you kind of blow someone to smithereens, or just punch it through the face. Sneak around and take the risk. And of course, there's did I skip Investigate? Yeah. And of course, there's Investigate. And we're going to start with this move. So, as I said, all moves in City of Mist work the same way. You roll 2d6, 2 six-sided dice, and you add the number of tags, power tags that you have that are relevant for this specific situation, this specific action. This number of tags is called the power of your action. Sometimes it also affects the benefit that you get out of a move. And like all Apocalypse World or PBTA games, there are 3 categories of success. 6 are if your total, your 2d6 plus your power, is 6 or less. That's called a miss, and I get to make a hard move, a hard MC move, basically complicating things for you guys. If you roll 7 to 9, or if you roll 7 or more, it's a success. 7 to 9 is a mild success that has some complications, and 10 or more is a great success that is usually you get what you want. So, Walt, what kind of tags are you going to throw into this roll?
I'm gonna go with let's see, computers and data mining.
Yeah, sounds great. So you have a power of 2. That's a +2 to your roll. Go ahead and roll those the 2d6.
Do you need
Let us know
to
what you
see
got.
my roll, or do you need to take it on faith? I'm going to use the random.org website, and seeing it's just 2d6, that's easy enough to come across.
Sure, we're gonna go in faith here for the whole session. No
I
problem.
think, as my old friend Graydon used to say, if you're cheating on your dice, you have bigger problems.
I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna roll, and I get a 10. For those
Awesome.
playing at home and can actually see my screen, there's my 10.
So you got a 10 plus 2 is a 12, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
So great. So you're definitely in the 10 or more category, and that means on the investigate move, basically every point of power you get when you get a hit, when you get a success, every point of power you have translates into 1 clue. A clue is actually a question you can ask me to which I have to give you a straight answer or a solid lead, some kind of a clue at the minimum, you know? And so you can ask me 2 questions. You can ask me 2 questions, any questions at all, that, of course, relate to the method you use for investigating, and I will give you some information.
And much like some old American game shows, do I get a lifeline? Can I ask my associates, hey, what should I be looking for?
Definitely. I assume that maybe, well, I guess Flicker could ask as a character, and you also can ask, in this situation she can, and you, of course, can ask your fellow players what you think would be the most valuable question to ask.
I am going to do that in the most gauche way possible, just because I wanted to use the word gauche today at some point.
Success.
You could ask something about maybe we could find something out about the guy, Michel, like his financial background, for example. Like maybe he's short on money, or maybe he's deep in debt, or maybe he's got some loans. We could maybe find out. Maybe you can get the police report. If he wouldn't have filed any. Maybe like security camera footage of the
break-in,
or maybe just maybe inventory logs of his stuff and where it's come from.
How about it, Mike? Any questions from your side?
I'm just more concerned if this guy has a record.
No, there you go. There you go. It's a criminal record. That's a good idea.
All right. So I would like to ask about his criminal record, and I would also like to get the inventory lists of what he had on hand at the time of the break-in.
Sure. So the two questions are what is his criminal record and what did he have on hand at the time of the break-in? Great. So as you kind of quickly, use your skills to basically profile Michelle and Ananda Art Gallery, you realize that Michelle is actually pretty straightforward. He has a couple of incidents with the police around drunk driving, maybe like spread over quite a span of years. So he kind of had a couple of slip-ups, but nothing more than that. He seems to be, pretty straightforward citizen, and to answer your other question, you now have a list of everything that was in the Ananda Art Gallery before the break-in. So there are many exhibits and articles in that gallery, ranging. They do mostly this kind of different sculptures and all kinds of ethnic art, things from all over the world, like world cultures, world heritage items. But it's very, very diverse. They also have some modern art. It's not really what they major in, but that's pretty much
like stuff welded from scrap metal and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that kind of stuff, like concept art. And but you don't see anything unusual on that list. There isn't anything unusual. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Fantastic. So you guys you basically walk out of the rain and into the elevator. That's kind of, the cogwheels are churning as it slowly brings you up to the second floor and reveals in front. I mean, as the elevator goes up, a room is revealed before you, the reception for the Ananda Art Gallery. Very, very nice, very old quarter. I mean, it's very, the design, the interior design is quite modern, but it's kind of working with the old building. And it seems pretty quiet around, almost like the only person is actually Michelle, who walks up to you as soon as you get there. Michelle is a middle-aged man in this very nice blue, almost purple suit, and gray hair, very kind of direct look in his eyes as he walks up to you, Declan, and says, Lestrange, oh my God, you look so old. I can't believe it's been so long.
I love you too.
Oh, please. You really didn't think I would risk my reputation and call a slime ball like you. This is serious. Let's get to business.
I thought we were friends, Michelle.
Of course.
You're hurting my feelings.
Oh, come on.
Tell us what happened.
I don't exactly know. The security guards, one of them is still has a concussion. The other one doesn't really know exactly how to explain this. But last night, someone broke into the gallery. Of course, I had it closed for the day. But unfortunately, I cannot involve the police just yet. There's something really strange about this break-in. They stole three things. They stole a necklace of silver and gold, some kind of, if you excuse me, some kind of crap piece of art that I have here.
I'll look at Flickr and see if she can pull that up on her inventory list.
And I will scroll through my tablet PC to start working that.
Sure, you pull it up pretty quickly. It is this kind of weird necklace out of gold and silver. And as Michel speaks, he explains to you that he only had it on display as a favor for a friend. And he goes on to relate that 2 more things were stolen: a miniature Persian rug that is actually of sentimental value to him. And you also see, he also mentions the schematics of a building in the city that were a part of a set. And he says, I really need these items returned to me as soon as possible and as secretly and quietly as possible. So I will pay you what you want, but you have to promise me that this will not be, it will not go out. I need this to be secret.
What are you not telling us, Michel?
Oh, it's nothing too complicated, Just don't ask any questions. It's really nothing to be worried about.
Well, I naturally
Suddenly I find myself worried.
Yeah. Anyone who says there's nothing to worry about is clearly telling the truth. Sullivan, do you have any kind of like intimidation or persuasion or bullying tags?
Yeah, that's kind of my whole character, really.
Excellent. I think we should play the heavy on this guy and like loom over him and get him to tell us what's going on.
Okay. Well, I can do better than that. I can. All right. The power tag I'm going to use is huge. That's in a rapid cell growth, and the move I will use. Would that be convince or investigate? I mean,
if you're trying to get information out of him, you can use investigate. If you're trying to get him to do something for you, it will be convince.
Like you could just say, talk or whatever if you want to use convince, but you could also just try to apply him for information and use investigate. I think, and Amit can correct me here, but the moves are kind of inherently flexible. Like you can sometimes you can accomplish the same thing in different ways using different moves. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but it's also pretty clear cut with the moves that are based on their. I mean, you could definitely use convince the way you say, but it's also the result of the move. What happens in the story is what determines what you use. If you're trying to get information, use investigate. Even if you're threatening, if you're trying to get someone to do something for you, to adopt a course of action, use convince. So in this case, if you're going to bully someone for information, it's definitely investigate.
So because that way Mike could just ask you, okay, what is he not telling us? And that could be the question.
Exactly. That's
all right. So if I'm going to loom over him and try to intimidate him into telling us the truth, I'll use my huge power tag from rapid cell growth.
Sure.
And that gives me a +2, right? Or a +1?
Yeah, if it's one tag, +1. Do you have anything else you can kind of incorporate into it?
I can use instant muscle building from rapid cell growth to make myself larger and more intimidating.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
All right, so let's do that. So that's +2 then. So 2d6 so is it just the combined result of 2d6 +2?
Yeah, definitely.
I have 12.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are on a roll. So you have 2 questions you can ask me, but why don't you first describe how you build those muscles and kind of tower over him? And
okay, I try to put it all on the shoulders and arms, and I, just kind of hulk up right in front of him. And fortunately, my battered and stained trench coat is large enough where it can accommodate me, swelling up like that. And I just kind of get close to him, and in a very gravelly voice, I'm like, "What are you not telling us? What shouldn't we be worried about?"
Okay, Michel recoils definitely from this. It's also when he kind of focuses on you, he sees the way you look, and he kind of takes a step back. You're towering, you're actually growing as you're coming near him, and he sees that. He gulps, And he says, I'd say that would be kind of your first question where you're not telling us. And he says, well, there's no need to get violent here. And he kind of looks over his shoulder or way over his shoulder to Declan. And says,
now you know where we put his name on the door.
Okay, so he's kind of confused, and he says, look, there's no need to get violent. The only reason that we can't tell the cops right now is that some of these artifacts don't belong to me. They belong to the city. And I do not want them to know that they were stolen. I want them returned because they are on loan from the city. Do you understand? It's nothing like your smuggling business, Declan. I would never get into that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, please.
Let's talk to your guards, your security guard that's so confused. Maybe
yes, you can look for them. They're in the hospital. But one of them went home. He was rather shaken, and the other guy was with a concussion at the hospital.
Why does the city have artifacts?
Well, these are not artifacts. These are just schematics of different old buildings in the city. So, I don't know. It's this kind of set that they were looking to share, something from the archives, and we just I took them into my gallery. I get a little bit of money for presenting them.
Look, old people in this city have all kinds of crazy stuff in their garages, and when they die, they got to will it somewhere. So I'm not surprised the city has a warehouse full of crazy old artifacts. That's exactly the sort of stuff that this town is prone to.
I wouldn't really call a bunch of papers artifacts. These things are worth nothing. They only have this kind of historical value in the eyes of the city. I don't care. I show it and I get the money.
If they were worth nothing, then they wouldn't have been stolen.
Well, that's exactly the point. There was only just one stolen. The rest of them are still here.
Is the building it's a schematic for still standing?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, so I think we have a couple of leads. We can go to the building in which the schematics are for, or try to find it. We can talk to the guard that went home, or we can try to find the guy who's in the hospital and see if we can somehow communicate with him while he's unconscious. Those are the leads I've got.
Yeah, I think we should follow those up. Just quick question: can you tell us what building the stolen schematic was for?
He mumbles a little bit. I'm guessing you're using your second clue for that. I mean, you're actually kind of forcing him to tell you.
Well, it seems like it's pretty important. I mean, we're playing a noir game.
If you have a clue already, then yeah, let's use it.
So how's this mechanic work then?
Yeah, you had 2 clues generated when you rolled with the power of 2. So you used one. Are you using the second?
Yeah, because it seems like that might be important information. Because if I was a bad guy in a noir city and I stole some blueprints, I would be doing it because I'm going to case the joint and steal something.
Sure.
So yeah, that's my first thought.
Cool. So Michelle's kind of course, starts mumbling because you're very large and tall at the minute, and you look like you could kind of break him like a twig. So he says, I don't really remember. I really didn't pay attention to these things, but there were other things stolen. Why do you think this matters? It looks like a random job.
Why isn't he telling me? I mean, this is a piece he was exhibiting in his gallery. He should have, an interpretive plaque saying schematic from this archive depicting this building. Why is he?
Yeah. He will tell you. He's just asking you a question, but he's definitely. It looks like he's definitely on board with. He's just wondering why you think it's important.
Well, if it's still in existence, just like I said before, if it's a building that's still around, maybe someone's looking for a secret way in, or maybe someone's trying to, case the joint to rob it, or those are the first things that come to mind.
I understand. So this is the kind of cloak and dagger thing that Lestrange is into. Okay, I'll go figure it out right away. And he just walks. He walks into one of the back doors, or back rooms, and starts digging up this piece of information. While he's at it, you can look around in the gallery.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just do a basic private investigator stuff, kind of case to play, see if there's signs of a fight or signs of forced entry, and if there weren't those things, that's kind of a alarm bell.
One of the things I'd like to do is if while these guys are looking around, if they have these schematics on display, I can take pictures of using my tablet, take pictures of all the schematics, and then go to the city archive if they have it online and look for the missing piece, and then try and gauge some information that way. Then
it might be in the inventory you already have.
Yeah, did they? Are they like most galleries where they on their inventory list next to every description is a photo of the item? Maybe we can call that up.
Yeah, definitely. And you already made your move and spent your clues for that, so you definitely have this information already in your possession. And you kind of cross-reference your pictures with what you have on the inventory list, and you see that the missing item. The missing item is the schematic. There are all kinds of schematics of just like old buildings, most of them in the old quarter, but not all of them. And the missing item belongs to a church, or a cathedral, more like, called the Cathedral of Santa Teresa de Avila.
My French is terrible. So
it's just like Santa Teresa. That's it. Like that's her. It's just a name. It's a name. I'll write it down for you guys.
Gotcha. And do we have from the inventory list pictures of the rug and the necklace that were stolen?
Yes, you do. You can easily find those. The rug is not too big. It's something maybe diagonally no more than, let's say, 15 inches. It's really a miniature rug. And you've found the picture of the ugly modern necklace thing that was stolen, which really just looks like bad art.
The small rug, it sounds like it's just a piece, or is it something like a prayer mat?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be big enough for a prayer mat, but it could be modeled after the patterns of prayer mats. But it's an individual. It's not a piece. It's not it's not torn out of anything. It's just a miniature one. Something maybe you would hang on the wall. It's like a decoration.
So we have a lead, right? We have the cathedral. That's where the stolen blueprints are, right? Is that correct?
Well, you know that the stolen blueprints are of the cathedral. You don't know that it's necessarily there. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant. That the blueprints are of the cathedral.
Oh yeah, they're of the cathedral. Yeah, sorry.
All right. So then, is Michel willing to give us? I'll as he's searching in his office, I'll step into the archway of this door and say, "Your security guard that went home. We're going to need his address."
Okay. Let me look, and he just finds it on file. Okay. The guy lives in the blue-collar residential neighborhood. You can track him down pretty easily.
Great.
His name is Jacob Tully.
Okay. Great. I'll take that information and stuff it in a pocket and meet up with my colleagues, and we'll figure out where we're going to go next. Ordinarily, we would split up because we can do more damage that way. But this is a role-playing game, and we should never split the party. So we got the cathedral. Should we try the cathedral first?
Hit it.
Are you done with the art gallery?
I point my two fingers, my index finger, middle finger, at my eyes. Then I very slowly turn them to put them at the gallery owner's eyes. And I just walk out without saying anything. As my shoulders and arms shrink back to normal size beneath my very battered and stained trench coat.
Cool. What happened when you? What happens when you let go of all these, all these cells that you created? Do they fall off behind you? Do they shrink back into your body? Do they?
Is there flatulence?
There might be. Weakness tag on rapid cell growth says he struggles to restrain. Oh, I thought that was retain growth. Struggles to restrain growth. So I have trouble keeping myself from getting too big.
Yeah.
Mitosis is an ever-evolving ecosystem capable of creating all kinds of new cells according to his current evolutionary need. Grow extra limbs, spores. I can grow spores. I can change my mass. If I can change my mass, it will.
You have two sets of power tags: the ones you have right now and the ones you can unlock if you evolve in the game.
All right, so the new power tag options are those, right?
Yeah, those are the unlockable ones.
Okay. That's a good question. What does happen to all the muscle mass when I let go of it? I guess I just keep it so it looks extra intimidating. As I walk out the doorway, my shoulders brushing the frame on either side, and then I get out to the sidewalk and go as it all deflates. So.
So you're like Pumbaa then, like from Lion King. You're like cursed with perpetual flatulence.
That's funny. Let's go with that. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So, what's your next move? Who has?
I thought we had a plan about going to the cathedral.
Yeah. I think it's either the cathedral or questioning the guards.
Okay.
Okay.
If no one objects, we'll go to the cathedral.
On the way there, can I also research? Do we have the name of both guards?
Yeah, well, I got the name of the one, and I guess I figured the other one was in the hospital. We could find it.
Okay, can I do some research using the hacker connections, the government database connection?
Yeah, those are also your unlockable tags. So you still have to kind of earn those.
You can use your power tag. You can use them as often as you want. Your regular power tags. They don't.
Yeah, you can still use your data mining, your computers. That makes sense.
Yeah, let's do that, and then see if this guy's got a background, anything outstanding. Like, is he in debt? Did he recently win a all expenses cruise, which just happens to be like a scam or something like that? Has he anything like that?
So we're talking about the guy who's in the hospital?
No, the one guard who just was so shaken he had to go home.
Tully.
Right, Jacob. Okay, Jacob Tully. Great. So sure.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
So why don't you roll another investigate move, and let's find out where actually are you doing this? Are you still in the art gallery? Are you
while we're on the move would probably be the best.
You're on the move. Great.
So I mean, guys, with tablet computing the way it is right now, just logging in and going for broke.
Great. So I'll need to know what how do you get around? Are you all driving the most battered cars of all cars, all battered cars in the City of Mist?
We might have just hired a taxi. City of Mist strikes me as a good taxi town, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think because of my particular background, only we can't do Uber. That would just be to everybody uses that. So we'll have to go with Lyft or something like that.
On the other hand, I might have like an old Model A or something. Or maybe a Studebaker. Declan might have an old car that he has to that he had in previous younger days when he was a big adventurer.
56 T-Bird convertible.
That would be very stylish for him. Sure. The convertible is nice because then we can put Mike in it. We can put Mitosis in it, and he's so big he's not going to have his head hit the ceiling. So yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, how funny would it be to have like an MG or something like that with Mitosis riding in one side?
That's too small. I need space. Let's have like the big Thunderbird convertible, and we have the roof. We have the top down so that Mitosis can sit in the back seat.
So basically, it's raining right into the car.
Oh, maybe that's a good idea. Okay. All right, so I
Maybe
guess
we should have like a big laundry truck.
maybe we have the roof up, and mitosis is like, got his head like crashing up against the ceiling.
Maybe we have a big laundry truck. A
Laundry
big panel van.
Sure.
That can work.
Okay, laundry truck.
Whichever it is, you guys are driving through the rainy streets, and as you do, Flicker's kind of doing her hacking and trying to cross-reference things. Why don't you roll there, Walt? And I'm guessing did you say which tags you were going to use?
Yes, I was going to use the data mining and computers.
Cool.
From the Mad Hacker Skills section of the character sheet, and
Nice.
my role is
Wait up.
Go ahead. Yep.
I just want to add one more thing. We're going to throw into the mix the weakness tags. So weakness tags are tags that reduce your power by 1 when they're invoked, and you can invoke them, but also the GM or the MC can invoke them, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to invoke your weakness tag. Can be traced. So that
Those
reduces
bastards.
your power by 1 because someone's trying to trace what you're doing right now. And
Now, can I detect that, or is that something I haven't figured out yet?
Let's find out. It depends really on your role. So right now your power is reduced by 1, and so I think you have, instead of 2, you have +1 for your roll. How much are you going to roll now?
My roll isn't that great. It's a 6.
Right.
Plus the 1 would be 7. So that's just like a basic success.
Yeah, 7 to 9 basic success. So if we look at the options in the investigate move, on a 7 to 9, the MC, I get to choose one of the complications. You still get your question. You still get to ask me one question because your power was 1. You get 1 clue. But I can choose one of the following complications. Your investigation exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. Or whoever or whatever you're asking the question can ask you one question as well. You answer on the same terms. So I will say that your investigation exposes you to danger. As you're hacking this Jacob Tully and trying to figure out his story, all your kind of malware detection software starts bleeping, and your screen goes red with alerts for a few moments. But at least at this point in time, you have no idea who's trying to hack your tablet. It all kind of stops at once, and you think you may have things under control, but you're not 100% sure.
Okay, so after I get the information, take all of the batteries out, take all of the SIM chips out, take the SIM chips from phone, tablet, iWatch, headphones, throw them all out into the street, get clean ones out of my bag, and don't turn anything on for at least 10 minutes, but relay the information. And what I was looking for on Jacob Tully was information on if he's in debt or has recently come into something where he could have gotten scammed, and maybe they use that as leverage to get themselves into the gallery.
Sure. No, it doesn't seem like Jacob was in any way had any kind of change in his financial situation or was particularly, in debt. He was, mild, normal, kind of overdraft or, kind of living a little bit beyond his means, but that's kind of typical to his, his social economical situations. So there's nothing really exciting there in terms of finances.
And then I look to my teammates as we're driving, and I say, okay, so it's not really a big deal. I mean, so don't really make too much of this, especially you, Mitosis, because, I mean, Sully, no big deal, like, seriously. But, yeah, I might have got hacked.
Okay. Just so you know, Mitosis is the same person as Sully. So.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Jason is Declan, and it looks like he's AFK for a few minutes. All right, so you were hacked. I am calm, cool, and collected because that's what I'm all about. So we're being followed, right?
Hard to tell. God, you're so judgmental. Maybe.
I'm
I
sorry.
can't talk to you right now.
Did I trigger you? I didn't mean to trigger you. I'm sorry.
And as you say that, you hear this kind of a motorcycle engine blaring behind you as some kind of vehicle, is obviously a motorcycle, but is closing at your laundry van, closing behind.
Who's driving?
Jason, I thought.
Probably me.
Right, so Declan is behind the driver's seat. Mitosis, where are you? Are you in the back seat? Are you in the van's, hold?
Yeah, I guess I'm in back. Just
in the back.
Thinking about now how no one loves me and life is unfair. My battered stained trench coat as the rain pounds down audibly on the roof of the laundry van.
Totally.
Sorry, I got kind of lost there for a second. So there's a motorcycle. There's a motorcycle coming up alongside us, and who's driving? Declan.
Probably me.
Okay.
So right now, I think you're just hearing it. The only person who could see it is actually either Declan or anyone in the passenger seat. Anyone in the back of the van, unless you have windows in the back of the van, it will be hard to see exactly what's that.
I think we said
sound.
Laundry trucks, so there's no windows back there. So pretty much I'm out of the scene unless you guys tell me what's going on.
No, you're not out of the scene, I'm sure.
Open the back doors.
So
start shooting.
If I look in the rearview mirror or the side mirror, I can see this motorcycle coming up on us.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it's a Harley. Someone's riding a Harley right at you, and they're kind of closing in very fast on the behind the van. But then he kind of tries to overtake you and almost block your path at some point.
Well, if he's trying to block a laundry truck with a motorcycle, he's going to have a hard time. I'm not going to do anything aggressive. I kind of want to see where he's going with this.
Okay, so as he drives around, or he or she drives around you, you don't really see the person. They have combat fatigues, combat boots, and this leather jacket, but they're hidden behind this obviously motorcycle helmet. And this person they just seem to be crossing your path, maybe 100 feet away from you. So they just kind of very, very gently, very elegantly overtake you and cross your path and keep driving forward on the same road. It's very rainy, very hard to see.
I'm gonna check around and see if maybe this is a distraction. Like maybe this motorcycle driver is trying to keep us occupied so we don't see something else going on.
Sure, investigate.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have any relevant tags here.
Okay, you can definitely roll.
Maybe premonitions. Could I get like a premonition of what's about to happen?
Hell yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Let's try that. So I think I got power of 1.
Okay, and I will invoke your weakness tag of I think no conscious control of your power. So this could actually even maybe get you a little bit into trouble if you get a premonition while driving. It's not highly recommended.
Yeah, do not drive while dreaming. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Not drive while dreaming, and so that could be the case.
I rolled it. I rolled an 8 plus 1 is 9.
You have plus 0, but it's still an 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Right. Because the weakness is. Okay.
Yeah, but the important thing about weakness tag is whenever they're invoked, no matter who invokes them, whenever they invoke, you get 1 point of attention, which is kind of like XP on the theme to which that weakness tag belongs to. After 3 attention, you get to choose some kind of an improvement. The core book has much many more improvements. It's much more rich in options. But in this starter set, you basically get to choose a new power tag out of the options at the bottom for this theme. Okay. So in this short game, if you just hit 3 attention, I will let you choose one of these tags.
Okay. Right.
I think I invoked once one of your tags, Walt, and one of your tags, Jason.
Yeah. Okay.
So your result is a total of 8. So yep. This is between 7 and 9. You do get 1 clue, and I will get to choose a complication. So why don't you start by telling me your question, and then we can take it from there.
What is this motorcycle driver's intent? Like, what are they trying to do?
Okay, they're definitely they're playing you. They're trying to get you to follow them.
Okay.
But you're not really sure why. So I'm going to choose the complication of your clues are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false.
Okay. I'll just say to the others, I think he's trying to get us to follow him.
Do you keep driving after him?
Yeah. If the others have an opinion, like, what do you guys think we should do?
I don't know. It's kind of random that suddenly my malware goes all wonky, and then this guy just shows up. So maybe he was following us from the gallery. Maybe he got alerted by somebody on like Bluetooth, because I hear that's a thing in helmets now.
All right.
Well, so
be ready for anything, and I'll follow the motorcycle driver.
No more than 2 fractions of a second after you say that,
yeah,
you hear basically there's a big explosion under your van.
Okay.
And the van just lifts up in the air.
Okay.
And what I'm going to ask you to do right now, actually, usually when something like this happens,
yeah,
you might roll face danger because you're about to take damage. But before you even do that, I would like to ask you perhaps, or to suggest you roll take a risk, which is whenever you try to pull off any kind of feat or dangerous act, and try to maybe stabilize the van. And based on that roll, we'll see how much what kind of statuses you take. So the move we're talking about right now is take the risk.
Yeah.
And if you have any kind of tags that can help you stabilize the car before it basically overturns.
Well, I think I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to use my living in a dream powers. So I'm going to use my subconscious reaction speed to instantly react to the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
My premonitions to tell me that it was going to happen, so I knew that it was coming. And my mysterious reality bending to like everyone from outside, what the camera sees is the van like starts to launch up in the air, and then suddenly it just kind of like it kind of corrects itself in the air, like time and space kind of jerk for a second, almost like in the Matrix when you see like a glitch in the Matrix, and the van will sort of rotate, and instead of flying up, it's now landing. It's now coming down. It's like we sort of skipped the whole explosion, and like we're going right to the landing part.
Awesome.
I'm going to try that.
Is there a mechanic for assisting?
Definitely. If you want to help him, you can change the game before he rolls. So changing the game, you could help him. You can give him positive statuses. You can give him extra tags. So if you would like to,
I'd like to give him the tag act just before it happens.
Right. Okay.
Right. You have that tag. So you can use that to change the game move, and then create an appropriate tag, like give him a head start or a heads up. Sorry.
There you go.
And so why don't you roll, Walt? Why don't you roll change the game first with your act just before it happens tag, and we'll see where it gets you.
I got an 11. So with the tag, it's 12.
Great. So you have a power of 1. which gives you this move, Change the Game, creates a special kind of points called juice. Juice are points that you can use in order to create things in the story. Create story tags, which are tags that they don't belong to anyone. They belong to the story. Burn tags of other people. That's kind of like PvP. We're not going to use that now. Or give a status to someone. Status is a condition. So you actually, when you roll 10 or more, you get 2 points of juice, not just one. So you can create 2 tags or give Declan a kind of a positive status that will be temporary.
I'd like to give him the positive status so that it affects his roll.
Cool. So what kind of statuses have a tag just like any other tag? What are you giving him? What is the benefit you're giving him?
A heads up.
Right. So Declan, you have a heads up. Tier 2. It's a tier 2 status because you have 2 points there. You have a heads up 2 for this roll, and that boosts your roll by 2.
Yep. Okay.
So you have a total of actually you're rolling with +5. I think you had 3 tags and the 2. So that gives you a very good chance of succeeding.
Let's see how we do.
I will activate the no conscious control just to see if it's gonna mess things up for you.
Now I'm adding 4 instead of 5.
Yes, you are, and you have 2 points of attention. So
I rolled
1 more.
I rolled 11 plus 4 is 15.
Amazing. So that's a huge success, and your card you can just describe exactly as you said it. Your card just ignores the explosion.
Well, no, you can sort of tell that something weird is going on. Like the van, the laundry truck, it starts to fly up into the air, but then like it almost like it skips over the time during which the explosion would occur. And it picks up on the opposite end, and it just sort of lands, and the explosion is sort of cut out of reality somewhere.
Cool.
And then we land. There's a lot of heavy bumps, and mitosis is in the back, and the truck, the everything springs and bounces, and he says, "I'm getting this weird deja vu."
As you kind of stop the car, or do you stop the car, or do you keep driving?
Yeah. Let's stop the car.
Okay. As you stop the car, mitosis is getting kind of like thrown around in the back, and you kind of end up in a position where you see this motorcyclist comes to a screeching halt with a kind of burning rubber on the wet road, and just like looking at you very intently, if one could imagine that through the visor of a helmet. And he is just looking at you, trying to establish what the hell just happened, because he was sure that he had you.
What
do you do
when I pull the truck to a stop? Can the back doors fly open? Because I need to throw a mic at these guys.
Sure, go for it.
So as I pull the truck into a screeching halt, the back doors just fly open with inertia.
Nice. And out into the rain walks up a hulking mitosis with the most battered trench coat of all battered trench coats in the city.
Yeah.
Battered and stained trench coat.
And I don't want to know.
It just kind of emanates hopelessness on many levels.
Cool.
All right. So do you want me to kill these guys or just handicap them?
It's totally on you, man. I'm in the driver's seat. I had my scene.
All right. Then I'm going to punch the guy closest to me. Power tag is boxing. And let's see which move is most.
There's only one guy, and he's about 100 feet away. So you'll have to kind of close distance and decide, which is fine, and you can decide what you do with him.
Really, he's 100 feet away. Okay. Part of me wants to grow my arm as fast as I can to snag him with it, but that might be bending the genre just a little bit more.
As long as it's all ugly and gnarly, I think it's totally in genre.
Yeah, are you gonna just grow your arm all the way to him? That's pretty wicked.
How very Akira of you.
Yeah, if it will, I can grow extra limbs, and yeah, I guess I'll use that power tag to try to ensnare him. So yeah, I grow one of my arms as long as I can to snag onto him. And let's see, I got the power tag I'll use. That can grow extra limbs. And let's see, would that be go toe to toe?
It would be if he's trying to get away, it would be go toe to toe, and yeah, definitely. However, this guy has a custom move, so I'm going to stop you now, and I'm going to read the custom move.
Okay.
Booby trap.
Ah, shit.
Nice.
When you try to hit this character, I'm not going to say his name. When you try to hit this character without having first discovered his real location, you miss, and he hits you with a mine of his choice if he wants. So as your arm reaches this guy, you feel like you're just about to grab him, but you just go right through him, and kaboom! Your arm explodes with this you know, massive, a little kind of a grenade or a mine. It totally shreds your arm to pieces, and it would shred your arm to pieces. And I'm about to give you a status, a negative status of of armless 3. So
Armless.
3 is the tier of the status, and what you get to do now is roll face danger in order to see how well you avoid or cope with this situation.
Can I use rapid healing as my tag for that?
It sounds very appropriate.
All right, so rolling 2d6 plus 1, I get, oh, that's not good. I got a 3.
So face danger is kind of like the passive move that you use to block or use your tags to block statuses. And the 3 options are: if you roll a 10 or more, you avoid the status completely. If you roll 7 to 9, you reduce it by 1 tier. And if you roll 6 or less, you get the whole status. So now Mitosis has a status called Armless 3. And anything you want to use your arms for, you will take a -3 to your roll from now on.
Okay, so that's a significant injury.
It is. He blew off your arm. It doesn't mean you can make a change the game move to recover it later. It doesn't mean it's not permanent, but it's significant.
Gotcha. I'm guessing I should probably wait till the next scene before you change the game move.
No, you can definitely, if you have the right tags, you do, because you can try and regenerate.
Yeah, if the rest of us would be a lot more hurt by that than you. I mean, if any one of us can regrow their arms in the middle of a combat, it would be you.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. So obviously, the guy I was reaching for. I mean, if we're going to focus on the combat, the guy I was reaching for, he's not actually there. That was a dupe. That was a booby trap I ran into. Can I look around while I'm gasping in pain and see if I see the actual guy?
You certainly can. Yeah, you can do an investigate roll. What kind of tags are you going to put into that?
I don't have a lot I can use. Let's see. Ex-celebrity media connections filled with rage. Can I use filled with rage? Because I'm awfully mad about this.
Actually, I think that's very appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can
And
do
can I assist him with perfect spatial sense?
Yeah, you're the person to find this guy for us, Blink. Flicker, I'm sorry. You can find this guy, I bet. As soon as your action comes around, I'm sure you can find him.
All good.
Right.
All right, so I'm rolling a 2d6 plus 1, right?
Actually, yeah, in this situation, we're just going to skip the change the game roll, and we'll let Flicker give you another +1 for your
Investigation roll.
for an investigation roll. However, I'm going to add a story tag to the scene, Heavy Rain. And this tag can be used both against and for your rolls. In this particular case, I think the heavy rain is kind of preventing you from seeing where he is. So you're rolling with +1. And this tag is going to stay with us for the rest of the scene unless someone stops the rain somehow.
And yet I wonder, who's on the rain. Okay, I roll 2d6 plus 1. I get a 9.
Cool. So you have one question to ask, and I have a complication to choose. However, you just triggered the other custom move of this character. When you try to discover where this character is with Investigate move, you cannot use your clues to ask direct questions, such as, where is he? Or is this really him? You must discover where he is using only indirect questions about the scene. So, are you following me? You need to kind of, exactly.
It's kind of like asking the Sphinx about the riddle, or asking the genie for a wish. You got to word it very carefully.
Exactly, and you have to word your question in a way that you use the scene to understand where this person is. It's not just maybe, where is he.
Maybe the rain is going around his body, for example, or maybe you can find footsteps in the rain, or something like that.
Would that be a fair question, Amit, or am I? Is that too on the nose?
No, sure. I mean, what do you ask? What's the question?
If I were this guy, where would I be hiding?
Oh, that's a different question.
Okay, interesting.
Or is that is that too literal? Should I, Jason was asking, do I see a shape in the rain? Which I mean,
yeah, you're kind of this guy's particular power kind of makes you ask questions about the environment. So I guess your question is also about the environment, but if you want to fine tune it, that's fine with me as well.
Yeah,
either way.
Yeah, there's no shadows, right? It's daytime, but it's overcast with heavy rain, so there's no shadows.
Oh no, it's nighttime. It's dark. Yeah, it was evening time when you set out for the gallery. Now it's nighttime. There are no shadows whatsoever.
Okay, so there's just the occasional street light, but no shadows I can see. Then
exactly.
I guess I'm trying to look for shapes in the rain that look like they shouldn't be there. Maybe the guy's got some kind of invisibility power.
Sure. So I'm going to choose the complication of giving you a fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false clues.
Okay.
Or answers to your clues. And you see two spots. This guy is not stupid. Mm-hmm. He's not just standing in the rain, letting letting his invisibility be completely spoiled. You see two spots where he could potentially kind of hide. One of them is under a streetlight, under the nearest streetlight. And the other one is under the awning of a store, like a storefront. However, as you are kind of investigating the scene, you see him right next to the van. Very, very close to where Declan is. But Declan kind of isn't seeing him. Is kind of Declan's blind spot.
Okay, well, the first thing I do is let Declan know that he's there, and then I run at him.
Okay, so as you're running at him, what is everyone else doing?
Flicker, why don't you find this guy for us?
He's right next to you.
No, I was talking out of character. Go on.
Walter, you
Yep. No, I'm good. Let's nail down his location. So is that an investigate roll for me?
If you're trying to, well, you already kind of used your powers to try and help Mitosis to log down, and Mitosis got these two spaces that there's no rain in, and you can feel that maybe he could have been hiding there, but then he just came out of the woodwork. So
cool. I think Mitosis should smack him.
Well, maybe I should go, since he's right next to me. Maybe I should go, and then maybe Flicker can go.
That makes sense. I agree with that.
All right, I'll try that. She already shouted out at me that he's right there, so I will fast draw my pistols and leap out of the way, double shooting as I tumble into a roll and try to get some distance. So I'm going to use my. What would this be? If I'm trying to shoot him, would that be?
Yeah, if it's a clear shot, it's hit with all you've got. And since he's not really trying to avoid you, or he's just right there, you're hitting with all you've got.
All right, I'll use. This sounds kind of. I feel kind of like I'm cheesy because I can use premonitions on almost every action. I feel like I can.
Right.
I always,
The question is, does it really help you take?
yeah.
Does it really help you hit him? If you can find a way that it does, go for it. Use premonitions.
Okay. All right. Well, I know I've got a good shot, and I'm going to use my adhesive foam ammo.
So you're going to glue him up, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to try and glue him up. And can I use gunslinging stunts as well if I'm sort of like double shooting while I jump and do like the woo thing?
Yeah, that sounds definitely like stunts.
All right, so that's
3.
And then I got subconscious reaction speed.
You're not really trying to avoid anything that's happening, so I think that's kind of.
All right, so that's meant to be a defensive power.
Well, I mean, the reaction speed isn't really. I don't think it's really helping you right now. You're just aiming at a standing target.
That's fine. I'll just stick with the 3 that I've got then. That's fine. That's all for my guns.
And we're gonna. Okay, so you're doing hit with all you've got. However, the custom move. I can't believe you guys fell for it again. The custom move is just activated again. When you try to hit Proximo without having first discovered his relocation, but I miss and he hits you with a mine of his choice if he wants.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, it told me he was right there, and so I don't know.
You shoot, and a mine. Your shots go right through him, and a mine explodes right under your feet. A concussive mine.
We fell for it. Okay.
Well,
in
my defense, I'm not the smart guy on the team. Okay, sorry.
He kind of. I didn't say it was there. I said that's what you see.
Yeah.
And you face danger. Now your reaction speed is probably going to help you out. You're facing danger against the status of concussion. Sorry, disoriented 3.
Okay, Can I use my mysterious reality bending to teleport like up to the top of the van?
Yeah, that sounds like not here. I'm there.
I use that subconscious reaction speed and premonitions. And do you want to invoke my weakness again, or?
No, I think you're good. Go for it.
I'm in bad enough shape as it is. Okay, so I rolled a 7 plus 3 is 10.
Nice. You completely avoid the concussive mine.
Okay.
It does kind of put a dent in your the driver's door in the van, and the van kind of shakes.
Yeah.
But you kind of find when you reach the top of the van, maybe you even momentarily lose your balance, but you're actually unscathed at this moment.
I'll shout out, Flicker, find this asshole.
I guess it's my turn to find the bad guy.
And I quickly shout to him the 2 locations I saw in the rain where I thought he might be.
So yeah, I'm going to now. Can I use 2? Can I use tags from 2 different cards?
You definitely can. You can mix things up. I will say that you've already used your spatial sense to help mitosis. So part of the rules of the game is that unless you use it in a new way, you can't invoke that tag again. If you use it in a new way, you can invoke it.
Got it. I don't want to find. I want to find where he. I don't want to find where he is. I want to find where all the false images are. So he keeps projecting these like false locations of himself.
Definitely, yes.
I want to find the false locations so that we know where he's not. To know where he's not. So kind of using like the rain as a guide.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not really there, the rain is going to fall through. Whereas the rain is going, even though he might not appear in a place, the rain will actually probably avoid him. So I'll use that. So I'll try and use the tag of the heavy rain to my benefit, and then
Nice.
use flashes of what was here before to kind of. I apologize for the whining dog. He's being a dog and whining. The flashes of what was here before, and also good catcher to try and narrow down his location.
Nice. That's pretty creative. Cool. So you have +3. I will activate your weakness tag of flashes of the coming horror, because Flicker has a little bit of a nightmare kind of experience sometimes when she uses her powers this way. And so you have a +2 for this roll. And you're rolling
Excellent.
Investigate to try and find where this dude is.
All right. Once again, using the random.org roller. I get a 6. What is it? +2, so an 8.
Yeah, an 8. So you get to ask 2 questions. I'm guessing you're trying to find him, or actually find where he isn't. And I will say that your investigation exposes you to danger. So we'll do it this way. Just describe what kind of, how do you visualize these powers activating? What do we see? If this was in a movie, what would we see?
I would kind of there was this really bad Nick Nolte, not Nick Nolte. Who's the guy that played Ghost Rider? Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
There was this bad what do you call it? Movie where he could see 2 minutes into the future.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible. There's never been a bad Nicolas Cage movie.
So I could picture her as constantly living the same. Yes, Next. There it is.
The movie was called Next.
Living the same few minutes over and over and over again until she gets the result that she wants. The only thing is, it's not really happening the whole time. She's just seeing all the probabilities.
Awesome. So as Flicker is flicking through the probabilities, she realizes that this person is not wherever wherever you see him. Definitely, whenever you see him, he's not there. Wherever he appears, he's not there. In any one of those possible futures, when she explored where he's at, he actually is. He's not there, and she also can tell that he's not under the storefront awning. So
he's under the street light.
You can, yeah. That's pretty much that's pretty much how you kind of narrow it down. You have another question you can ask based on this future discovery.
Can I see where the next mine is going to detonate?
Definitely.
So that maybe I can kick it in a random direction?
Yeah. So you do notice in one of your future visions that a mine is kind of almost like magnetically, it's thrown in the air, and it attaches to the side of the van right under Declan's Lestrange, and that's gonna blow up as soon as he gets distracted by one of the visions of this man.
All right, I'm going to shout out everything I've just learned to my teammates so that we can try and narrow down his location and also warn Declan of his impending danger.
Okay, who's up next?
I guess that's me, and I believe we narrowed him down to he is under the streetlights right now.
Yep, that's where you think is.
How close is that to me?
Close enough. It's a couple of steps away from you.
Okay, then and I've got a pretty good beat on where I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, from crossing, this is your bet because you thought it was in one of two locations and he's not in one of them. So you're thinking that's where he is.
Okay. I guess it's going to be face danger.
Well, if you're, what are you doing? Let's start with that. What do you do?
My idea is I want to grapple with them.
Right, and you want to restrain him, basically, or
yeah.
Is that it?
Although given that I'm an ex-boxer, not an ex-wrestler, can I use 2 power tags from my ex-boxer playbook to compensate for having the -3? Because if I could use boxing and a mean right hook, that leaves me with a +1 once the -3 goes away.
Yeah, if you're using which one of your hands got blown up? Let's say that you can still throw your mean right hook without getting getting that.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. So I have a +1 then. So 2d6 +1. Is that correct there?
Sorry, how many tags are you applying?
I'm applying boxing and mean right hook.
Right, so that's +2.
That's +2, which should cancel. Oh, so I'm still -1. Okay, gotcha.
Why are you -1? I'm just saying that the status doesn't apply because you're using the arm that isn't the arm you're one arm less short. So
I was just thinking the trauma of having a major limb blown off might have affected my fighting ability, but if it didn't, I'm cool with that. So
I don't know. Do you think it affects it? I mean, if you feel that it does,
he is a fast healer, and
yeah, I think for a person who grows extra limbs, I don't think that's really gonna affect it.
He's not gonna be like Lefty. No, Lefty. That was my favorite. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so we're using 2 tags, so that's a +2. So 2d6 +2 for a mean right hook.
Hitting with all you've got.
Oh, hitting with all I've got. Okay, so oh boy, not great. I got a 6.
Okay, not bad either. So you got a total of 8, right? Or is that a total of 6?
That's a total of 6.
Okay, so
this is where it goes weird.
Yeah, it's been nice playing with you guys.
You run at this guy, and he's certainly there, because in the last minute, something in the air kind of shimmers and shivers, and a spell is broken, and it just kind of appears in front of you and moves very fast to just take a swing at you. Just takes a he's surprised. He's definitely surprised, but he tries to trip you over, and then use that to kind of punch you in the face. So I'm going to give you the status of just prone.
Okay.
At this point, because you're way too big to be seriously affected by his punch. So he's going to try and knock you prone.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's prone 2, and because you'll be kind of vulnerable when you're prone, and you do get to face danger. Do you have any tags that can, help you avoid that situation?
Tags that help me avoid. Let's see, huge. I could use huge. I'm hard to knock down.
Yeah.
Boxing tag. I'll know how to bob and weave. So could I use those too?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
can I also use Filled with Rage? Because
how does that help you not to trip, though?
He killed Lefty, so I'm really focused. No.
Okay.
You sure? Okay.
No, it does sound a bit far-fetched. I was gonna say, okay, how does rage help you focus? But sometimes maybe it does. It's up to you.
I'll just take the 2. The third one seems a little too far-fetched. So
cool.
It's 2d6 + 2 on the Wizards of the Coast dice.
Wait, I will trigger the exposed after right hook tag that you have. So you're gonna have +1.
+1. That makes sense. Sorry, 2d6 + 1 rolling. Total of 8.
Right. So you reduce the tier of this status by 1. So you have a status of, let's say, just kind of like off kilter. Is that a thing? Am I saying this right?
Yeah. So like you're knocked back on your heels kind of thing.
Yeah, you're a little bit. Yeah, exactly. You're a little bit unstable. 1. It's not quite prone to, but you're unstable 1, and you're armless 1. 3. So that's still a thing. And we continue. The fight starts. This continues. However, this guy is momentarily exposed, so you know where he is. Declan, what are you gonna do?
Declan.
I think he broke.
Okay. So
right,
let's
He's muted. He might be away from his keyboard because he's muted.
All right, I guess it's
Right,
your turn then.
so- Flicker, you're up.
Is that mine still there?
Yeah, it is.
The one. Okay. Can I grab it? And then how do I trigger my new power tag options?
As soon as you have, technically, you need to accumulate 3 attention on your theme, and you get 1 point for every time either you or me activate your weakness tags. I think we already activated 2 of your weakness tags. We said that in this session it would be when you hit 3, you get a new tag. If we ever get to that.
Okay.
1 more.
In which case, I would like to use the power tag of super speed.
Mm-hmm.
The power tag of my fashionable carry-all bag. And,
which you'll be using to
put the mine in. And then my perfect spatial sense to just keep register of him so that he's still where we see he is. And I'm going to basically zip right up to him, hang the bag around his neck, but so that the bag part is behind him. And then tap the mine before speeding away and hopefully set it off so that he takes a little bit of his own medicine.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so
Walt, for a grognard, you sure do this narrative stuff awfully well.
Please don't tell anybody.
Let's say some of your white box friends might be kind of scared. But all right.
Well, it's all good.
Cool.
Games are games.
So you're going toe to toe because this guy, these are his mines and he has full control over them. So you're actually trying to do this before he detonates this mine in your face or in your hands, basically. So you're going toe to toe. You have 3 tags working for you. I don't think you have any statuses or any other tags that will be working against you unless you wish to activate one.
Yes, I would like to activate the tag of tries too hard.
That definitely can apply here. Cool. So you have 3 attention. We said that this will win you another tag if you want to unlock it. But for now, you're rolling +2. So it's 2 to 6 +2, and you're going toe to toe.
Okay, so I'm going to roll on the coolrandom.org tab thing, which let's see, trying to bring up onto the screen now.
Yeah, we see
it. Here we go. Oh, you got to be kidding me!
Ouch!
A 4. So a 4 + 2 is a 6. Oh my God!
Is there any way I can assist him?
Not now.
Not this one. Okay. All right.
You totally do it, Flicker. You totally do it, but
I'm gonna probably get caught in the blast.
It does. It explodes before you even pick it up. It just as you kind of sweep it from the back of the van, and you start making your way up, it's already detonating, and it's set to detonate at based on proximity, as you discover, in the worst way possible.
So next time, bring him to the mine and not the mine to him.
That seems wise.
That seems wise, but let's see.
That's
There's
if I survive it.
an explosion of green gas engulfs you, and you take Sleepy 4. And you need to face danger. Do you have anything that would help you face danger against sleeping gas?
Let's see.
Maybe maybe that extra tag could come in handy now. I don't remember all the options, but maybe
how about short range teleportation. So as it explodes, I'm already away from the mine on the other side of the car.
Cool. So your powers just evolved. Congrats. You're discovering mid-combat, you're discovering your ability to teleport short distances. Go for it. You have one tag.
All right. Let's see.
Okay.
So just roll the 2d6 again?
Yeah, you're doing a different move, face danger. You're trying to survive this explosion of sleeping gas, and you have a +1.
Oh, dear God, please don't suck. Yes! A 12.
Nice. Okay, so that's 11 for a total of 12, which means 10 or more. You completely avoid this status. You can tell us what it looks like.
There's just the barest trace of my outline in the gas as I appear on the other side of the car, whispering to myself, "Yeah, I could teleport before teleporting was cool."
Great. So she's not in the least surprised by this. She's just, taking the moment to be awesome.
Well, as awesome as one can get with the carry-all bag. Has Jason come back yet?
No, Jason is not back. Should we have a GM PC and have Amit? Do you want to role play Declan's move, or how would you like to proceed?
No, I think you guys can. I mean, it's pretty close to wrapping up. So you guys, I think, because you guys already have a handle on where he is. I think you can take another swipe at him if that's your intentions there, Mike.
That is probably the best thing for me to do. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have 2 tags: boxing and mean right hook. And can I use 3 tags and put filled with rage in there too, since I'm punching the guy?
Oh yeah, that definitely helps.
Okay.
And he is definitely annoying.
How
definitely annoying.
How many tags is it appropriate to use on an action like this? Could I?
So 3? There's an optional rule of a 3 tag cap, but I actually never use it because statuses kind of have a way of balancing things out. And this is mitosis. Mitosis' thing is to punch things. That's why you have so many tags that are helpful here. So
all right, well, if you're cool, I could use the huge tag from Rapid Cell Growth, boxing, and mean right hook from Xboxer, and filled with rage from Biochemical Incident for a total of
4. Yeah,
that's 4. Yeah, if you're cool with that.
So yeah, totally. I will say that your unstable status is working into this and taking you down to 3, but a power of 3. But fire away, hit with all you've got.
Sure. Oh, hang on. I closed out the browser that had the die roller. Give me a second. I don't know. You guys haven't been having any kind of any interruptions, have you?
Nope.
That's just me.
No, not on this side.
Yeah, that's. I closed out some other browsers because I was getting some static. All right, so 2d6 plus 4, correct?
Plus 3 because your status takes you down by 1. So
plus 3. All right, rolling. Total of 10.
All right. Okay, so the way hit with all you've got works is this is the basic status delivering move, and you can use it to create physical statuses, but also any other status. You can hit with all you've got to create a social status, a whatever you can think of, magical, mystical, financial, anything you can think of that is relevant, criminal, like a legal status, and you can see a lot of that in the core book. But right now, I'm thinking you just want to beat him.
Yeah, I'd like to ring his bell so he is knocked out, incapacitated, or at least stunned, and not fighting back or running away.
Right. Great. So you choose the tag for the status. The tier is the power you had. You had a power of 3, so your base status that you're creating is tier 3 status. So what are you going for?
I'm guessing knocked out is probably too final, right? So we should probably say stunned.
Yeah, it's somewhere great. Stunned 3, that's the baseline. When you roll 10 or more, you can choose 2 options out of the following. You can choose to take cover or secure a superior position. If you don't choose that, he might be able to hit you as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is this a point where I could, kind of give him? Well, shoot, I can't give him a bear hug, can I? I only have one arm.
Yeah. Well, you can give him a one-armed bear hug because you're that huge. But other than that,
you can put him in a side headlock. Yeah, you could get him in a side headlock with one arm.
Can I get him a side headlock? Say I have him grappled.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Let's do that.
Cool. And your other options. So basically he can't hit you back. And the other, you do get one more choice out of the list. And the other options in the move are basically you get him good, and that brings up your tier from 3 to 4, the tier of your status you deliver. Okay. And you can control the collateral damage, hold his attention, or gain the upper hand and get 1 juice, which is an advantage. You can one of these remaining 4 options.
Okay. All right. So we've already chosen a superior position. That's the side headlock. 1 juice does what exactly?
1 juice means that you can create a tag or remove a status from yourself, 1 tier from a status, like get rid of unstable or get rid of, well, armless isn't really relevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's an option. And get them good kind of makes your hit stronger.
All right, let's go get them good. So if I have to hit them again, it'll be a stronger hit. So
and if this episode has a title, it has to be "Armless Isn't Really Relevant."
For mitosis, no, it isn't.
It's awesome.
So yeah, definitely. You get him in a headlock. I don't know if you want to choke him or just punch him in the face, but you give him a tier 4 status instead of 3 because you chose to bump it up, and I guess that can really knock him out at this point. And he just, he loses consciousness for a moment, and he passes out, falling to the asphalt, and his different images around just kind of flicker and vanish.
Okay, so any illusions he had are now gone, and he is semi-conscious, so Flicker can interrogate him?
Yeah, he's semi-conscious. He's kind of fading in and out, but he's going to start waking up.
All right. How about is this where we would use finally some answers?
No, finally some answers is related to your character's search for questions. This is kind of a campaign thing. I'll maybe talk about it later afterwards.
Okay. So we're trying to get him to wrap things up for us.
Yeah,
so
I think because you did defeat him, we're just gonna have kind of role play that and kind of maybe try to wrap up this beginning of investigation. So just ask away questions, and you did catch him, so I think he's pretty candid, especially with the mitosis kind of towering over him.
Okay, Gasbag, out with it. Don't be coy, don't be weird. Just what is this all about? Why the motorcycle rage? And where did you get that jacket? Because it's amazing.
He's looking at you and he says, Old Quarter Flea Market. But anyway.
For a second there, that's what I thought he was going to say in total, and that's it. That's awesome.
It's kind of what he had a moment. You both are on the same page with when it comes to these garments, but he shakes his head, and he's obviously not really feeling great at the minute after mitosis one-armed bear hug. he's very confused. He's in a bind, and it takes him a few minutes to decide what to do. But then he says, "Okay, you got me. Are you going to let me go?"
I'm thinking that the big guy is going to continue to squeeze until your head pops off, unless relevant information starts coming out of your mouth, in which case we might release the squeeze a little. But something needs to come of this because Mama didn't get blowed up for nothing.
Yes, I concur.
He seems to be very uneasy when you bring up that option. He says, "No, thanks. I really don't want to meet that armpit up close again." Okay. I was hired. Okay, I'm a mercenary. I do this kind of stuff. I was hired to break into the gallery. It's just a part of the job. Okay, so what do you need to know? I'll tell you, and then you're never gonna see me again. Let me go. You'll never see me again.
Who hired you?
She's kind of a weird woman. Her name is Christina, I think. What else do you want to know?
Why did she hire you to steal those items, and where are they?
Well, I guess what she wanted was the schematics. The other stuff I just swiped because I thought I could get money for it. I can fence it. I still have those, but I don't have the schematics. I gave it to her last night. And he pulls, he reveals his backpack and opens it, and the rug is rolled in it together with the necklace.
Take those two items and just, kind of shake my head back and forth with the kind of attitude as I say, somebody with this fashion sense taking this awful crap. Ugh, terrible.
Hey, you got to pay for the nice things,
Mike, any questions on this guy?
Why did they steal? Did we establish why they stole the schematics?
He was basically hired to do so by another person.
But he can just tell us who. Okay, so we don't have a motive, and he's just a hired hand, so he's not going to know.
He might know. You just need to ask the right questions.
All right. Well, that's the question we need to.
Hello?
Yeah, you still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Yeah, you faded out for a second, but now you're back.
Sorry. All right. I'd like to ask him why, and I'll give him a chance to tell me directly before I start getting creepy about it.
The armpit of doom.
With the armpit of doom, yeah. The most battered and so on and so forth.
Most battered and stained armpit in a city full of stained armpits.
Ouch. Well, he's definitely terrified, but yeah, I mean, you're asking him why she wanted the schematics?
Yeah, we need the motive. Yeah.
Right. So he starts telling you about this ruin at the edge of town in a slum called Cross End. And at the edge of that, at the edge of the slum, close to the airstrip, there's an old ruin of a church that was built in the time of the settlers. The first settlers came to the city, and he doesn't know exactly what Christina wants with the church, but she's pretty weird about the church. It almost seems like she lives there and lights candles in the ruins, and hangs out there, and she's a creepy person, but obviously a person of some means because she was able to hire his services to get these schematics. So she's already at the church, but she's looking for, she needed the schematics for something. He didn't ask why. That's all he could tell you.
But she's at the church now.
He doesn't know. This was last night, and he already gave her the schematics and got paid for it. So he doesn't know where she is now.
This sounds like Amit might need to come back and do a follow-up adventure so we can chase Christina.
It's definitely not going to happen tonight, but yeah, it's just the beginning of the case.
Okay, well let's put a pin in it. I'll do a little horseplay with the guy and say, well, I want things to be even between us. I don't want there to be any hard feelings. What's your name, there, motorcycle guy?
Sorry, I didn't get that last part.
I'm just doing a little horseplay with him. I say, I want things to be even between us. I don't want there to be any bad feelings. What's your name, motorcycle guy?
He says, just call me Proximo.
Flicker, could you pull out his wallet and see what his name and address is? And I say, I just want things to be equal, I want us to be on an even footing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can see where this is going.
Exactly. He's looking at you confused.
Well, you see, I have lost an arm, and I notice you have two.
No. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me.
I just want things to be equal. Shouldn't things be equal?
No, this is crazy. I don't know what you are and how you grow back and all these things, but I can't do that. I can't do that. Don't do this to me.
All right, Flicker, did you find any identification on him? I guess he's a pro, so probably not. But
I mean, did I find anything? Did he have anything in his pockets?
Yeah, his name is Giovanni. He's an actual Italian national. That's pretty much what you find. I mean, there is an address in the industrial zone, probably some kind of a loft or something that he uses as a hideout.
All right, well,
typical Merc.
All right, then I just let him know I don't have any hard feelings, and I let him go. But I know his name. I can find you with that, and got at least one address for you. So let's never meet under these circumstances again. How about that?
And while he's getting up, I slowly slip off his jacket, slowly put it back on, put it on myself, and be like, "Thanks, Gio. Run along now. Shoo."
Okay, as he's kind of walking away from you guys in the rain without his jacket, holding his backpack and the motorcycle helmet in his hand, trying to go towards his maybe the motorcycle, he takes a few steps into the dark street when he stops and not even looking back at you. You just see his back in the rain, and he says, "Don't worry. You'll never see me again, because Christina, that's not a woman you want to cross." And he walks away and disappears, never to be seen again. And this is where we're going to conclude this episode of City of Mist. And I want to thank you guys, because this was a very awesome couple of scenes.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for coming on, Amit. I know you're busy. I appreciate you making the time to do this with us.
No, thank you. It was my absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed your playing. It was really cool. Some really cool creative use of tags here.
Yeah, Walt, you're awfully good at that.
Shh, not so loud. The other gamers might hear.
All right, cool. Do you guys want to have a debrief and talk about the rules a little bit, or are we good to wrap up? How do you want to do it?
Sure, it's up to you guys.
I actually have to start. I have to start making my way out, because unfortunately, much like Mike, I have corporate paymasters I have to satisfy.
I understand. Yeah.
So if you guys want to talk about the rules for a minute without me, I just want to say, Amit, thank you very much. That was amazing. I love the system. The book is stunning. The artwork alone just is amazing. People should buy it on that. But I mean, really, really fun atmosphere. Thank you so much for running that. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, this was a really fun time. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just see if we can schedule you to come back so we can do maybe a part 2 in the next few weeks or whatever works out. And
sure,
maybe when the whole adventure's wrapped up, that'd be a good chance to ask any rules questions we might have after we've had a chance to test drive them a little bit more, if you guys are cool with that.
Oh, totally cool.
Yeah, I'm up
Absolutely.
for that. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, hey, I'll go ahead and wrap up, and I need to head to my kids' daycare here in a few minutes anyway. So, Amit, thank you very much. Pleasure having you again, sir.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure.
And Jason and Walt, always nice having you. And to our listeners, we'll see you next time on the Banff Podcast.